What is going on, everybody? John Impemba here with James Grande. Oh, geez, doing NBA with Britt Flinn. So sorry, Britt. With Britt Flinn here. It's NFL Week 17, Championship Week. We're off to a rough start already here, Britt. Sorry about that.
No, it was a rough start last night. As soon as the news came in that Mostert wasn't expected to play, and then this morning we got that confirmation. We should be in a rough spot because the beat writers all week long told us that he was expected to suit up, that he was going to play through it, that he's played through it all year long, blah 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 blah. And then we get this news and it throws everything in shambles on the morning of fantasy championship day. On the morning of fantasy championship day and my
Right?
daughter's wedding.
Yeah, no kidding. Championship Week is here for many. Obviously, last night we had the Lions Cowboys game, which was a pretty exciting game. If you had CD Lamb, you're probably sitting in a pretty good position here going into the Sunday game. Obviously, we had the Jets and Browns. The way that game went off with Breece Hall and David Njoku and Jerome Ford. So some pretty high scoring outputs already, on the board for many, either for you or against you here in week 17. So Britt and I here for the next hour, getting you guys ready, giving you all the latest news and updates and answering your start sit questions as they throw them in the chat. So feel free to get in there. Let us know what you got. I've already been on Twitter a lot this morning here, Britt. A lot of questions surrounding Zamir White, Devin A-Chain, Ezekiel Elliott. So running back, certainly giving some people some questions today.
Yeah, I think Zeke, you have to start him. But White, they pushed Josh Jacobs all the way up until game time last week. And I think that has given people some pause on how much they actually want to utilize Zamir White.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that he's in a good spot. So I like him, obviously, like Zeke. With Achane, he's the third on that list of players because even with Mostert out, the matchup against the Ravens is really, really tough. And he's also been banged up with a questionable tag all week long. So I'm just not quite sure how he's going to perform today.
Yeah, right. And obviously, it's not a great matchup for either. The running back situation there in Miami. I know a lot of people are in on that spot. What are your thoughts on Minnesota with their change in quarterback here, going with Jaron Hall this week?
I'm trying to figure that out. That's something that I've been stressing over all morning long because I lost Mostert, so I could start KJ Osborne. But number one, like you mentioned, the change at quarterback. Number two, Jordan Addison was back at practice,
Mhm.
albeit hobbled a little bit. So we don't know, is he going to play? Is he going to be a part of this? My gut feeling tells me that it's not going to be very good, even with Jair Alexander out, that all of those wide receivers take a little bit of a hit.
Mm.
Because from what we saw from Hall early on in the season, it was a very brief moment before he got taken out with that concussion,
Right.
but it wasn't anything impressive. It was kind of lackluster, not anything exciting. So I'm thinking that it's going to run more through Ty Chandler and the running game than it is any of the wide receivers.
Yeah, and that's where I've been leaning to. It's a great matchup for Chandler. A lot of the questions we've got in Discord this week regarding Chandler, some people worried about, last week's performance. And, we told you on the show, it was going to be a tough matchup running up against the Detroit Lions. He was able to get that early touchdown for fantasy managers, but it just wasn't a great spot for him in general. Much better matchup today going up against the Green Bay Packers here. So any other headlines or stories that you're kind of eyeing for today here, Brett?
Oh, I'm still just fried from last night's game. I was so nervous. I was like holding my breath on the couch. Um, None that I'm thinking of right offhand, but I know that they're going to come to me later.
Yeah, of course. And if we get any more injury news or updates, any more Schefter tweets this morning, we'll certainly have those for you. But let's just get into the chat here for everybody. Steve, good morning to you, good sir. Need one. Derek Carr, Gardner Minshew. Britt.
Oh, Derek Carr. All the way Derek Carr for me. Tampa Bay is giving up the most passing yards per game. Um, you know, we've got Chris Olave, who just had a monster week last week. Rashid Shaheed's kind of come on. I really, really like Derek Carr. And on the flip side with Minshew, that Raiders defense, I know on paper it looks like they may be a little bit exploitable, but if you look over the last 3 or 4 weeks, they have been very, very tough to beat. And I don't trust Minshew to not throw 1, 2, 3 interceptions today.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Derek Carr.
Yeah, new coach changed sort of the identity of that Raiders team. It seems like so. I'm definitely in on Derek Carr against Tampa Bay today. If Jamar Chase doesn't play, he's got Osborne, Cedric Wilson, who's going to be in for Jalen Waddle, who's been ruled out already. Brandon Johnson with no Cortland Sutton, or Quentin Johnson, as we know, without Keenan Allen. Which way are we going?
Oh man, do we trust Quentin Johnston to actually catch the ball or just bounce off of his brick hands?
Yeah, right. I mean, he's been a little bit better of late with it. He's still not perfect, but at least the volume has sort of been there for him. But obviously, it hasn't been what I think they would have hoped it would have been out of him here. So it's a tough spot, I think. You have Brandon Johnson's obviously looked good, but it's a different quarterback now. Cedric Wilson's got a really tough matchup. Osborne's got to be maybe the number 3.
Mm-hmm.
You can wait out the Jamar Chase news and go Quentin Johnson, I think is what I would go. So, like, Chase is in, you play Chase, it's a 4 o'clock game. If not, you play Quentin Johnson. I think that's where I'm at.
Yep, I'm with you there.
Ethan here need 1 tight end, 1 running backs, likely Waller for the tight end question here.
Likely for me.
Okay, then we got running backs, Achane, Singletary, White, and Herbert.
I'm going to go Zamir White here.
And then we got a flex of the remaining group. So that'd be Waller, Achane, Singletary, Herbert.
I mean, Singletary did have a great game up against the Titans the last time that they played.
Right.
Yeah, give me Singletary.
Alrighty, got Singletary in there for you. Better Boss in here. What's up, Matt? Happy Championship Sunday to you as well. Achane, Connor, Zeke, Zamir White. This has been a very popular question I've seen on Twitter today. Pick 2 of that group here.
Zeke and Zamir White, all the way for me.
Albert saying good morning and saying good morning to us as well. Good morning to both of you. Happy to have you in chat with us. Rams, Eagles, Dolphins for defense today.
I'm personally playing the Rams when faced with this exact same question. I know that they haven't come away with the turnovers and touchdowns, but against the Giants with Tyrod Taylor, I just feel like they have the most upside out of this group.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. Las Vegas or Atlanta defense?
Raiders.
What do you think of Derek Carr and the Saints stack with Olave, Shaheed? Better odds. I got that same stack in a lineup for me today as well. I also went on Underdog, did some Battle Royal drafts this morning, kind of seeing where people are at. Grabbed some Shaheed in those lineups as well as a nice little like boom bust touchdown play. So I like it. I think you'll see a lot of people in those lineups today. Shaheed actually one of our highest projected rostered wide receivers overall on the slate this week. So
he's so cheap.
Yeah, very, very cheap across platforms. Brad says, good morning. Britt, congrats on the win. QB Guru.
Took years off my life.
Right? Fields or Stroud. I'm going Stroud here today, Brad. Like him back. I love the home matchup. He has Nico Collins and Noah Brown. If he's good to go, the Texans wouldn't put him out there. So happy to go there. I was up late just following the controversy of the illegal formation, referee debacle that seemingly occurred in that game. So very interesting to see if the league has anything to say about that. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll come out and say that the refs bungled that call, but I don't know how they got to where they got with what ended up happening there.
No.
And then they double down on their after game report because, of course, they're not going to say we got it wrong. They're just no. What's his face there? He was the one that reported eligible, though. He was nowhere near the referee. Yeah. Have to play Diggs. Yeah. Well, I mean, of course. Championship week, you're not sitting Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen, Diggs have had a lot of success against New England, so I'm going to certainly roll that out here. It is wild that Johnny's in the situation, as are many fantasy managers, with the way the quarterback position has gone down in the last 3 or 4 weeks here. Jarrett Stidham or Mason Rudolph at quarterback this week. Mason Rudolph last week obviously put up some good numbers, but a lot of that was just the 83-yard touchdown to Pickens, where Pickens really did the work. It wasn't necessarily Rudolph doing the making the plays there. Do you got a lean on this one, Britt?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Stidham here. Just out of the fact that Rudolph is not very good, and what you said that Pickens really did the majority of the work. At least with Stidham last season, we saw him be decent in for Derek Carr. Moving over here, I am worried a little bit about the weapon situation that he has going, but that Seattle defense has really improved, and I think
Yeah.
that they're going to give Rudolph some trouble. Meanwhile, at least Stidham has the Chargers and
Yeah.
that passive.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. You got Steelers on the road, not really loving that for them either. I know both teams are on the road, but Rudolph on the road feels a little less likely. And then he's got George Pickens, Jalen Warren for a flex here, or Zamir White, George Pickens, and I'd go White in this slot.
Yeah, I think that that's where I'm leaning too. I know that everybody loved George Pickens and what he did last week, but that was on 4 catches, and I need more volume than that to
Yeah.
feel safe in a championship situation.
Yeah, this one feels like it's going to be kind of a slog game too. I do like the running backs in this one. I would play Zamir White over the running backs in this spot here, Johnny. But Najee Harris is only 5K on DraftKings this week. He's cheaper than Jalen Warren. He had 19 carries last week. Like I don't really see why he's as cheap as he's been this season. So Achane, Barkley, or Taylor for Rust here.
I mean, Barkley, I think, but
Yeah,
they're
Tyrod
all
Taylor
in
back.
pretty tough matchups though.
Yeah, I don't mind Barkley here. Again, Tyrod Taylor, a quarterback. That offense might actually move the ball a little bit more here today. Nothing against Tommy Cutlets, but we know what his ceiling is there. So I'm fine going Barkley. If you're worried about the Giants, I think I would lean Jonathan Taylor against the Raiders as that other play for me. Ravens, Raiders, Broncos D for Kelly.
I'm still going with the Raiders here. I know that Jalen Waddle and now Raheem Mostert are out, so the Ravens are very tantalizing. Um, I just still think that that game's going to be a little bit more high scoring than we think, so I'm still leaning Raiders here.
Yeah, Raiders are fine with me. They get after the quarterback. Max Crosby's an animal, and Jack Jones is just making plays left and right here for them. So then we got Addison, Shaheed, or Osborne in PPR. I'm gonna go Shaheed here, Kelly.
Yeah, I think I am too. As good as Addison's been, this whole situation changes now that the quarterback is different.
Yep,
We just don't know with a
agreed.
rookie like Hall.
Andrea saying good morning. Needs 2 of Pacheco, Bijan, White, and Chandler. A pretty good group of running backs that you have to pick your way from here.
Can we just talk about how insane it is that Pacheco has cleared protocol already?
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on with this?
Can
That
he
does
keep his
not
helmet on this week? Do you think they have him taped around his head, to make sure the helmet stays on, or what do we think?
right. Yeah, do put like one of those little neck braces in there so that it
Yeah,
fits a little
just
more snug.
something they were talking, how his helmet had fallen off like a play or two before that as well, and it's happened a few times this year. I like Pacheco a lot this week, honestly. He'd probably be one of the guys I'd put in there just how bad Cincinnati's run defense has been. Bijan against the Bears, I don't think he'll get much going on the ground, but we know he's been elite in the passing game. 7 catches last week. Zamir White and Ty Chandler are both in good spots as well. How are you breaking this one down?
Yeah, this one's really tough for me because I was very high on CEH, and now if Pacheco is in,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of supplants everything. So I really do like Pacheco. I think it's White a little bit over Chandler for the second spot.
That
I love Bijan, but that Bears defense has been so good.
They've been very good. Yeah, again, he'll have to make his hay, I think, in the passing game there. Chandler, because they changed quarterback, I don't know how they're gonna run the offense, right? I mean,
Right.
this would be a great spot for Ty Chandler to run the ball against the Green Bay Packers. I looked at what he did 2 weeks ago against the Bengals, and Green Bay is not as bad, but they're not really very good either, like the Lions had been. So this could have been a big Chandler week, but I don't know what Jaron Hall is going to do at quarterback or how capable he is as quarterback. At least I knew Nick Mullins is someone that could spread the offense and throw downfield, and defenses had to worry about that. So I think it's White and Pacheco for me.
Yep.
Polo Cash here wants Higgins or JSN.
Oh, gotta go Higgins, I think, just because of the volume. Um, if Chase plays, it's honestly, I think, even better for Higgins because then Chase will be drawing coverage from Snead. Um, JSN, he's been fine, but the work just isn't there enough for him to produce, I think.
Yeah, you need him to be super efficient for that to come through. Andrew needs 2 of Chase, Olave, and Devonta Smith. I mean, you can't go away from Chris Olave right now with the volume that he is getting. Then it's on Devonta Smith or Jamar Chase. Assuming Chase is in, do you have a lean on one or the other?
Assuming he's in, then I'm gonna go ahead and go with Chase
Okay.
just because he's a superhuman, even if he is drawing that coverage. But
Yeah, he probably gets L'Jarius Sneed in this matchup, right?
yeah, but I'm honestly thinking that Smith is the better play.
Yeah, I like
Um,
Devonta Smith. I do.
yeah,
Obviously the Eagles in this matchup, you're always worried that it could just be Jalen Hurts doing it all by himself. He doesn't necessarily need Smith to go and put up big numbers, but definitely like the matchup against the Cardinals. He's a big play guy. So I would go Olave and Devonta Smith here, Andrea. The Chase matchup, again, L'Jarius Sneed is a really good cover corner. He's been shut down some good wide receivers this year. So a little tough to go through and trust that one. Steve saying thanks and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. Jim wants to know Bears or Vegas for the defense here.
this is tough, but I'm still going Vegas. I think Vegas has more touchdown and turnover upside than the Bears.
Yeah, I'm going. That's fine with me. I have the Bears starting in some seasonal leagues, but obviously Raiders not available for me to play them there. You need 2. Chase, assuming he plays Zamir White or Ty Chandler. Obviously, you have the benefit of waiting out the Chase news with Ty Chandler playing Monday or Sunday night, so you could lock in Zamir and then wait on the Chase news here.
Yep, that's exactly the avenue that I'm going as well. I like Chandler, I really do, but again, like you mentioned, what is this offense going to look like?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, I assume he's still going to get the volume. Kevin O'Connell was pretty clear about that last week going in, that even if Madison was active, Chandler was going to be their lead running back. So, but again, it's like, what does Hall look like under center there? The Tootsie Pop wants to know Lamar or Stafford, projected to be behind today. Lamar obviously has that home matchup against Miami. Stafford on a roll right now on the road against New York.
Man, this is tough. I think honestly it is Stafford for me.
Hard to go against them, right? 4 of the last 5
Yeah.
weeks, over 20 fantasy points here. You have Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp rolling. Giants got a young, inexperienced cornerback. So I'm with you there. I'm gonna roll Matt Stafford. There's just been too many highs and lows for Lamar Jackson this season here. Brad needs to know Baltimore, KC, Indy, or the Rams for a defense.
Oh, Casey's tempting, but I'm still going to go Rams here.
Sean needs Bijan, James Conner, Zamir White, Devin A. Chain needs a bench one of them.
Oh, we're benching Connor.
Yeah.
I'm not playing Connor against the Eagles. I know that Kenneth Walker's had some success and this and that, but I think that the Cardinals are going to be so far behind. They're just not going to have that luxury of running Connor.
Yeah, I agree with you. Chiefs or Rams today for Steve?
Rams. Going to be the Rams.
You're a Treylon Burks fan. Is this the week for Treylon as better boss?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think we're going to get a Burks week this season. As much as it pains me to say, the Texans secondary has actually been really, really good. I don't think it's going to happen, especially with Will Levis.
Texans defense surprisingly better this year than they had been in years past. But I guess when you get a defensive-minded coach that coached the 49ers for those years, that will happen. You'll get some improved play there. PPR need 2 wide receivers out of Olave, Puka, Diggs, and Chase. Wow, what a group for Red here.
Damn. Yeah, we talked about benching Diggs earlier. Yeah. I think this is a situation that you would bench him. I honestly would play Olave and Puka.
I was going to say, I'm playing the first 2 here, Red. I think that's where I'm at. I know Nacua has been questionable all week, but he's been cleared, and in a latest report from Schefter was that he'll be good to go. So happy to go there. Andrea wants Rams or Raiders. Raiders seemingly a popular defense stream this week. We're going to go Las Vegas here.
Raiders.
Then we get what I assume is an Arkansas call here.
Yeah, Woo Pig Suey. It's the hog call.
There you go. Not a college person fan. Gus Edwards, a sneaky DFS play. Yeah, listen, I agree with you. I've been getting a lot of actually start-sit questions on Twitter about Gus Edwards here today. can't argue the touchdown upside, right? Could easily go score 2 touchdowns here today. So don't mind him. It's just, it's all about your price point. There's other guys at those prices that people are playing this week. So you're getting Gus Edwards at 1% ownership here. So it's fine, sellers. It's not terrible. Would you start 2 of ETN, Bijan, and Cup this week? Well, you're definitely locking in Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
Where are you with ETN and Bijan Robinson here?
I actually like ETN, even with Beathard. This Panthers run defense literally ranks dead last in DVOA. As long as they can move the ball somewhat with Beathard, which we have seen that they can do, I don't think that the Panthers can just focus on shutting down the run. So I'm going to go with ETN.
Sure. Chuck says Jaron Hall or Derek Carr. His opponent has Kamara and Olave. I'm still going to go Derek Carr here because, if Kamara and Olave go and catch touchdown passes, you're going to want Derek Carr in your lineup. Otherwise, he's on your bench scoring a bunch of points while your opponent's collecting all those points. So, Chuck, we're still going to go Carr. It's obviously always a weird situation. You think well, if Kamara and Olave have bad days, I don't want Carr in my lineup. But what if they have good days? You do want Carr in your lineup. So, just ride it out. If Kamara and Olave suck, so will Derek Carr. It kind of equals itself off. But if they go off, you're going to want Carr in your team there. So, Mark,
and maybe it'll be a Shaheed day.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a Shaheed day, exactly. or Juwan Johnson day. Maybe Jimmy Graham catches a touchdown.
Oh God, the ghost of Christmas past.
Anything. As long as it ain't Taysom Hill, I think we're all in agreement. Zamir White, Singletary, Chandler need 1 for PPR.
I'm still going Zamir White here. Just too good of a matchup against the Colts.
Yep. And then DJ Moore or Jamar Chase. Again, the problem is that game's 1 p.m. So if we don't get the Chase news, you can't eat a 0 in week 17. So.
Yep. And I'm still super high on DJ Moore. So Cole Kmet is a true game time decision. Darnell Mooney's already been ruled out. DJ Moore is basically the only receiver that they have. And when it comes up against man coverage, which the Falcons do tend to play quite a bit of, DJ Moore is literally ranked first out of every single wide receiver in fantasy points per target. And in a game that's missing Darnell Mooney, probably Cole Kmet, those targets are going to happen early and often throughout the entire game. So I'm actually thinking that DJ Moore is one of the top receivers of the entire week. I'm rolling with DJ Moore.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Brad saying thanks and Happy New Year. Happy New Year as well. Andrew, the same thing. Happy New Year to you. Standard league, Fields or Baker Mayfield, his opponent has Evans. Same situation we just talked about. I would rather have Baker Mayfield throwing 2 touchdowns to Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield on my bench and Mike Evans catching 2 touchdowns. So roll out Baker here. I know Fields is obviously always enticing with his mobility. Ran for almost 100 yards last week, but Baker in a good spot, home against New Orleans. So give me Baker over Fields this week. Who to want? Wide receiver 1 and 2, and an RB2 and a flex. So a couple of names going to be thrown at you here, Britt. I'm sure you can see them on the screen. For the wide receiver 1s and 2s, we got Jefferson, Rice, Brown, Lockett, and Myers.
So still going to lock in Jefferson. I don't like that he has a different quarterback, but it's Justin Jefferson, so I can't really bench him. And then I think I'm going to go with Rice. I think I'm sticking in the order that you have it in.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jefferson and Rice as well. For the running back, we have White, Connor, Herbert, Jeff Wilson, Gibson, Dillon, and CEH. Obviously, Pacheco and he can't really go CEH there. I think this is Zamir White. That one feels pretty easy, right?
Yep, 100%.
And then we got a flex of the rest. So Connor, Herbert, Wilson, Noah Brown, Lockett, Demarcus Robinson, Jacoby Myers, Antonio Gibson, AJ Dillon.
It's between Noah Brown and Jacoby Myers for me, but I think I'm leaning towards Noah Brown.
Yep.
Because of the consistency.
That's exactly where I'm going. Noah Brown with Stroud back here. Quarterback, Carr, Browning, Stidham, or Murray?
Oh, this is so tough. You wouldn't think that Derek Carr and Kyler Murray would be in the same sentence with each other, but they kind of are. Man,
I'm leaning Carr here.
I am too, and it feels icky and weird, but I think that he's in a good situation.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Derek Carr here. One, Achan or Chandler for PPR for Brendan.
Chandler for me. I
Uh,
just the matchup's just too tough.
Jags, Colts, Rams, or Raiders?
Raiders.
Raiders. Full PPR pick 2. McLaurin, Addison, Pickens, Myers.
Oh, the Terry McLaurin gets really messy here with the news that Jacoby Brissett's probably going to be out.
Yeah,
And that
back to Sam Howell we go here.
yeah, because McLaurin has not been good with Hal. Hal just spreads the ball around way too much. That said, I still think that I'm going with him. You can pass a little bit on the 49ers. I don't trust Addison's ankle. I don't trust Pickens on the road. I think it's Myers here. It's McLaurin and Myers for me.
Yeah, works for me. In DFS, we pay up for Tyreek or CMC or fit them both. So there is a lot of good value this week here, Danny. So you can certainly try to fit them both. I'm not as high on Tyreek Hill this week. I'd rather spend down a little bit more and go play like Cooper Kupp or something like that. CMC certainly going to lock him into my lineup. So there's plenty of value at wide receiver. If you go look at our draft percentage forecast or over at Fantasy Alarm, we have Rashid Shaheed and Demario Douglas as two of the top value wide receivers on the board. There's plenty of value running backs. This is Zamir White in that range as well. So you can definitely fit a top end running back and wide receiver in your lineups this week and not have too much trouble, playing them out there. So definitely can check all of that out. Mostert is out, Fantasy Joe, at least not officially, but expected to be officially ruled out. He's got CJ Wilson. Jeff Wilson, Hopkins, and Pickens, I imagine here, or is this Cedric Wilson, Hopkins, and Pickens? I guess we don't know, right? Because Cedric Wilson is playing for Waddle this week.
Yeah, I think it's probably Jeff Wilson is what I would guess, but it's a DeAndre Hopkins revenge game.
Sure.
Going up against the Texans. And even with Levis, I think we've got to go with Hopkins.
Happy to roll that one out there. Yet to be in a start sit live chat that gets questions answered so fast. You're welcome. Listen, we're here. It's week 17. I wish you found us sooner, Daniel. Like and subscribe to the channel, folks. We do this all the time. Sure, it's the end of the season, but we have live streams throughout the week for all sports. So if you're into NBA or betting or baseball's coming up, or even throughout week 18 questions for DFS, we'll be here for you guys to get you all ready. And then Danny's saying thank you. Danny, thank you for being here, spending your New Year's Eve with us, everybody here. You got plans going on tonight, Britt? You going out for New Year's Eve?
No, we were thinking about going to this band called Arkansas, which is a really great bluegrass band, but it will most likely just be me and the dogs on the couch drinking champagne. I think Sellers will be there, but he will be asleep most likely. I don't think he's going to stay up until midnight. So just really chill and low key. What about you?
Yeah, we got a buddy of ours having some friends over. Nothing too crazy. It's a dealer's choice of ugly sweater, pajamas, or dressed in your finest. So there'll be a nice mix of people in bathrobes, shirt and ties, and ugly sweaters. So I haven't decided which way I'm gonna go yet. So we'll see. We'll see what we.
It's always the PJs for me.
Yeah,
always the PJs. Just be comfy.
It's in Boston's doing free tea rides tonight. So if you want to, they live outside in the city, so we can take the free tea and get in there. It won't be too.
Is that a train?
Yeah, train.
Okay.
Yeah, the train. It's the same thing. They call it the tea. It's terrible. The Massachusetts infrastructure is horrible, but it's free this week. So tonight, so you can go ride it. Guys, again, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Happy to help you. Ani Coop popping in there. Ani Coop, happy New Year
hi, Ani
to you
Coop.
as well. Me and Coop up here at 11 to 12 here today. Benner and Coop right after us here. Trying to see what other top news storylines here. Schefter said earlier this morning they're going to test out the Jamar Chase, see how he feels, but there is optimism that he will play. Again, as we've been talking about all morning long here, it's week 17 championship week. So if you don't have a replacement option for Jamar Chase, you can't really risk playing him and then taking a zero. So as much as it may suck to leave Jamar Chase on your bench if he is active, it'd be way worse if you're just staring at a zero or forced to go pick up like Isola or whatever his name is, right? Something like
Yosevash.
that. Yeah, whatever it is.
Isola.
I don't know, man. There's a player somewhere that's off of that. So it might be a basketball player. That you have to throw in your lineup. So certainly could be a lot worse. How are you handling the wide receivers with Denver today?
I don't know if you can play any of them, to be completely honest, which sucks because it's such a great matchup. And had Cortland Sutton been active, this was a smash spot for him. I think even with Stidham in, but I don't think that you can play any of them, to be completely honest. I don't. They spread the ball around way too much.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know what we're getting with Stidham in this particular offense. I'm staying away from all of the wide receivers in Denver, to be honest.
Yeah, it's so weird because it is a good matchup. Obviously, that defense played better last week once their defensive play caller got fired. But there's still a lot of questions with Stidham there. Brandon Johnson's your wide receiver 2. Judy's been kind of crap. Mims has been very inconsistent this season. So I'm largely with you, but I know that it's been again a popular question. It's like, what do I do? Next man up. Are we going to be playing anybody here? And on the flip side, I mean, you have the Chargers. We have a little bit of a sample size. Where are you with Austin Eckler this week? I mean, last week 15 carries was pretty good to see. Almost a 70% snap share. Denver can't really stop the run, but we're still not really getting full utilization out of Eckler like we would have hoped this year.
I don't think that they have a choice but to utilize Eckler because Keenan Allen and Josh Palmer are both out.
Right.
We talked about it earlier. Is Quentin Johnston actually going to catch the balls, or is he just going to, have brick hands?
Right.
I think in this matchup with Pat Surtain being on Quentin Johnston, it's going to force them to run and run a lot. So I like Eckler this week.
It is, and I think in DFS, Gerald Everett makes for a pretty interesting play. He's pretty chalky, so I'm not telling you anything you guys probably don't already know, but he's a good price tag, and he's seeing like 8 targets a game over the last 4 or so games, so good matchup for him against Denver here today. A couple more questions rolling in. Ghost wants to know Bears or Jags D this week.
Jags D is enticing. I think I'm still going Bears.
Yeah, I like the Bears a lot. They've been getting after the quarterback. Obviously, last week they didn't do exactly as I had hoped. They gave him some junk yardage at the end of that game, and Kyler was weirdly efficient. Flowers or Zamir White for PPR for OD?
I think I'm going Zamir White. I don't trust that Flowers is 100% healthy. Plus, those outside corners of Miami have been really difficult to throw against.
Yeah, 100% in agreement with you on that one. Sellers, let's see. What do we got? Bijan, White, Flowers, Davis, Charbonnet need 1 and 2 flex.
He's tinkering.
I don't think we can sit Rachaad White with the way that he's been playing. I mean, assuming this is full PPR, of course, that man has been an absolute beast this season. So I'm locking him in. And then I might go Zamir White's probably the other one. And then I might just go all running backs here. I might just go all 3 running backs. Flowers has been questionable all week. I know it's not a terrible matchup against Miami. Gabe Davis is way too boomer bust. So I think Britt, you said he had Gabe Davis in his lineup last week, so he's probably riding the high. But I mean, those are few and far between. So I think I'm running all 3 running backs out there. At least Bijan, I know, will be part of that passing game here today. So it's where I'm at. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it depends on, are you a big underdog and you need upside, or are you pretty close in the matchups? Because to me, if you're a big underdog, take the chance on Gabe Davis. Get some of that upside. But if you're close, I think I'm rolling with 3 running backs as well.
Yeah. Diggs or Nakua here. Puka banged up, traveling cross country. Yeah, listen, I'm in on Diggs here this week. I'm fine going that. They're Josh Allen, he had 26 fantasy points that first game against New England, throwing and running. I think they're going to be fine. With Mostert out, do I go Singletary or Zamir White or flip 1 to H-N?
Definitely rolling with White, so I'm keeping him in there. Singletary, though, am I chasing points if I think that he's going to have a good game? I think I'm still rolling out Singletary. I think I am. Because it seems like they're limiting Achane, and he has been injured all week long. So that scares me a little bit against the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm listen. I mean, listen. If it wasn't for the one big run from CMC last week, I mean, the numbers would have looked a little bit worse. Now, HN obviously is huge, a guy that can impact the game both ways. But I think I'm sticking the way you have it there already here. One wide receiver, one flex. Higgins. What is this? Higgins, Brown, Zamir White, Ty Chandler, Javante. Not sure what that second word was supposed to be there, but maybe T Higgins twice. Could be.
Or maybe Noah. It just typo in the autocorrect
maybe
situation.
possibly could be T Higgins, Noah Brown, Zamir White, Ty Chandler, Javante Williams. It didn't seem like he let us know again, but all right, assume that's Noah Brown. If you had to pick one wide receiver, one flex here.
I think I'm going Higgins, although I really do like Noah Brown.
Okay,
I don't think that Chase is going to play.
Yeah, I'm good with Higgins there. And then Zamir White, Ty Chandler, Javante Williams, or Noah Brown for flex.
White, I think.
Yeah, still gonna go White. Zeke or Chandler?
Zeke all day, baby.
Super tough question here for Coop Town. Stafford or Stroud?
Oh my gosh, you're killing me. This is tough.
This is really tough.
Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to go Stroud.
Okay.
I think I am going to go Stroud because at least you can run against the Giants with Kieran Williams in that backfield.
Yeah.
Maybe it caps Stafford's upside just a smidge. So I'm going to go Stroud.
I'm fine going there. I think they'll both finish very similar near each other there, Coop. So, excuse me. If you're worried about Stroud at all just coming back, then obviously Stafford is probably as good of a 1B than you could probably have on lineups here. So, Bears or Eagles defense for Trev?
Bears today. I just can't trust that Eagles D against Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he's going to move around. You know, the thing is that for me with the Kyler is just the lack of receiving weapons, right? No Hollywood Brown. He's just kind of the third of McBride 45 times, which he could do and be fine. Bender just DM'd me. I got to get your take on this. I gave him my answer, but I want yours. Greg Dortch or Cedric Wilson?
Dortch. We're going with Dortch the Torch today.
I thought it was super close. It's an ugly situation to be in.
It gives you the ick.
It does. AJ Brown in a smash spot. I mean, I think every week AJ Brown can be in a smash spot. Obviously, it's Arizona. You just like, where's the passing touchdowns been, right? They just every wide receiver or running back. Oh, Michael Wilson. Do you say Michael Wilson?
Oh.
Well,
he's trying to decide between the two Cardinals.
We talk about this all the time. You got to give me full names here. I thought you were talking you're talking Cedric Wilson all week to me. I thought that's what you were talking about. All right, Michael Wilson or Greg Dortch then?
Man, I think I'm still going with Dortch.
All right, Dortch it is. Yeah,
I like Wilson. I like Wilson a lot, but
there we go. All right, that's fine. Dortch works for me. Get slot receiver. That's fine. Danny, the problem with the Eagles is it seems like every running back or wide receiver gets tackled at the 3, and then they just push it into the end zone every time. So it's not that Brown hasn't been good. The targets and yards have been there. He just nobody's getting touchdowns really, unless it's a big play like we saw from Devonta Smith the other day. So Allen or Purdy here? That's a tough question. The Purdy's in a situation where almost like with Stafford, where you're wondering, it's like, okay, could be a Kyren Williams day. Very well could be a CMC day, just running all over Washington, or Brock Purdy goes and throws 3 touchdowns. Either or could happen. Where are you leaning with this one, Britt?
I'm leaning with Josh Allen just ever so slightly because I really do think that the Commanders cannot stop any part of this San Francisco offense. They're going to come in with a chip on their shoulder, get out to a big lead, and then just run the ball the rest of the entire game. I think the Patriots do give the Bills a little bit of a fit and force Josh Allen to stay in this game. And plus he has that little bit of rushing upside. So
I'm in. Reed, Jones, or Chandler, full PPR, pick one.
Is Reed healthy? I mean, I know that he's still questionable, but do you think
my lean feels like Chandler. All 3 of these guys are in the same game, so you can kind of wait out and see. Jaden Reed is expected to return. So throwing against Minnesota is the way to attack them. So I guess if Jaden Reed's a full go, I would go Jaden Reed here because like Dontavian Wicks barely practiced all week, and he's
Yeah.
a real questionable. I think Watson's already out, right? So
He's doubtful, I think.
doubtful. Yeah. So
Mhm.
okay, I think I would go Jaden Reed in this spot there, Jonathan.
Yep.
Rones wants to know Zamir White, Nico Collins, Eckler, Davis, pick one. Played against Lamb, so he's
Oh,
looking for a boom play. And then he's also starting Brissett in a super flex, so we could play two of those guys this week over Brissett because I don't really. I mean, Brissett may not play Romes. I don't know if you saw the
yeah.
reports. Trending unlikely to suit up this week. So
Yeah, definitely not great for Brissett. Suffered a hamstring injury in practice on the sideline,
yeah,
which I don't know how that happens on the sideline. Um, Either way, not thinking that he's going to play. I'm going to go with Nico Collins. And if you need a boom, I don't hate Gabe Davis, but the safe spot though is Nico Collins and Zamir White.
yeah, I think I'm going to go to the first two here. I mean, what if it was last year? It'd be Austin Eckler. It'd be no question, right? Austin Eckler could
Mhm.
match CeeDee Lamb, but go White and Collins, and good luck to you. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb putting a lot of people behind the eight ball, just like many people were dealing with Amari Cooper last week, right? Just
Insane.
out of nowhere, monster day. Full PPR, need a tight end, likely Kraft or Pitts.
I love Likely today. I think those Dolphins outside corners are really good. So it's going to funnel those passes into the center of the field. And that is where Likely lives.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Chase may sit? He's been talking smack about the KCD. I mean, Schefter says he's going to be trying it out. There's optimism he plays. For me, it's a L'Jarius Sneed is a really, really tough cover for a lot of guys. If he's not 100%, I mean, it may not be a good spot. So do I think he sits? Probably not. But, again, it's not a great matchup for him. So you agree? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It
Uh,
scares me. Anybody with a separated shoulder anyway is
yeah.
a situation. And then, yeah, Casey's D and the bulletin board material. We saw what happened last year when they called it Burrowhead, how the Chiefs took that personally.
Yeah, right.
Why give them more bulletin board material?
Right. Let's see here. Need a defense, Rams or Chiefs?
Oh, we didn't answer that
Oh, did
question.
we? Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened there.
No, we're
Uh,
good. It's so early in the morning.
Kyron, Taylor, or White or Achan?
If he only needs one, I'm definitely going Kyron right here. I know
Yeah.
that White's been playing really well, but Kyron has just on another level.
Yep. Agreed. Now to Steve's question: Rams or Chiefs defense?
Oh, I'm gonna go Rams, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams here. There's too much power on the other side of that Bengals
Mhm.
team to worry about. Judy or Johnston for Rob?
Oh, Johnston. I just Judy really upsets me. He just can't do anything with what
Yeah.
he's given.
Diggs, Higgins, Rashid, or Ridley for wide receiver two?
We gotta go Diggs here. We have to go Diggs.
Uh,
Right? Or is Shaheed
yeah, no,
the
you have to go Diggs. Yeah.
that's what I think too. I'm like,
Demarcus
am I
Robinson.
galaxy braining this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Rashid obviously last week has had a pretty good game, and we know there's been some sort of weird rift with Diggs in Buffalo, or maybe it's been manufactured, but Diggs' brother out there tweeting like you got to get him out of Buffalo. It's weird air going
Mhm.
going on there. Robinson, Douglas, or Lockett full PPR.
Mm. I think I'm going Robinson here.
Okay.
I It's hard with Douglas and Lockett, but
Yeah, I mean the touchdowns have obviously been very good for Demarcus Robinson. He is, he's the third guy on that team behind Nakua and Cup, which is like the biggest worry for me. There is,
mhm.
I might go Lockett here.
Yeah. I'm down with that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Lockett for you, Ronald. There for me. Went against Njoku, and I'm on Ross and Brown. Have Laporta and Aubrey. That's good. Do you think I'm chasing points, or should I start Mahomes or Stroud? I'm probably still going Mahomes here.
Yeah. I think you've got to go with Mahomes.
Like Bengals are still a very bad defense. So
Yeah. It's weird because Mahomes hasn't produced, and the fact that we're even discussing whether or not to start Mahomes in the championship
Yeah.
week is kind of crazy. Um, yeah, we
If
got
there
to
was
go
a
with
week
Mahomes.
for like a Kelsey 10 for 150 game, like it would be the Bengals. So
Yes.
I'm gonna go Mahomes here, and then Barkley or ETN.
Is it weird that I want to go ETN
No,
against the Panthers?
run against Carolina. Can't throw on them. And you got a backup
Mhm.
quarterback, so that works. Tua, Stroud, or Carr. I'm gonna go Stroud on this one though.
Yep, Stroud here for sure.
Yep. Jones, Chandler, Zamir, White.
Still got to stick with White.
Yeah,
Lots of Zamir White questions today.
I know. And then Howell or Stidham for Superflex.
I mean, if Hal plays, at least we know that he's going to throw the ball and he can't get benched. This one might work itself out for you.
Yeah, the 49ers secondary has been susceptible at times this year, so I'm sure. Go Howell, and we'll pray for you. Picking two of my friends. Thanks for the help. You're welcome. We got Reed, Chandler, Connor.
Reed and Chandler, I think.
Yep. I'm gonna say Connor here this week. Pacheco or A-Chan. I like Pacheco this week.
Oh, 100%. That Cincinnati run defense is so bad, and they lost one of their defensive linemen a few weeks ago. He's a full go.
Yep. I'm gonna the figure report. I'm gonna get all your questions at once. So let's go to Ghost Riff here first. A-Chan to Kamara, full PPR.
Kamara.
Okay. And then we'll run our way down for our guy here. Lost Mostert. Do I go Zamir White? I have Brian Robinson. Ridley, Flowers on my bench. Jeff Wilson's also available. I definitely go Zamir White here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
I'm very comfortable with that.
And then we got Likely or Goddard.
Likely for me.
A-Chan or Bijan and a half PPR.
Bijan.
And then Stafford or Mahomes. I have Rice the stack. So
yeah, I think we got to go Mahomes here.
Okay, happy. Yeah, good matchup for him. Totally fine going there. Mostert unlikely to play. I need one running back, one flex, and a standard. Kamara, A-Chan, Rice. Need two of those.
Definitely starting Rice in your flex. And then I think that we're going to go ahead and start Kamara.
Yeah, even in a non-PPR, you're still going to get the receiving work. So that one works for me there as well. Guys, I want to let you all know about the BetterCast app. You see the QR code there on the screen. Free to play, free to download. Come watch, play, and win with us this evening. Go to your iTunes and Google Play Store. You can scan that QR code on the screen or go to bettercast.app and have an opportunity to win some cool prizes there. Again, completely free. Pre-game questions are already loaded in. You answer things like over, under, yardage, who's going to score more fantasy points, who's going to score more touchdowns. Get those pre-game questions answered. And then while the game's going on, more questions will pop up. Answer those. The winner gets all these tickets, which you can redeem for autographed jerseys, mini helmets, memorabilia from the Fanatic store there. So again, completely free to check out, completely free to play. You want to go ahead and check all that out here over on the BetterCast app. I'm going to go pull up just to let you guys see exactly what we're talking about with the BetterCast app. So you know just how fun it can be. I know Britt's in there, Howard Bender, Andrew Cooper, myself. We pop in there. You can check it out here. Again, free to play. You can click it down iTunes or Google Play Store. Answer these tickets. Like you said, you can redeem the tickets, go to the trophy room, and you can have all these options. Team cats, sweatshirts, jerseys, full-size helmets, autographed jerseys, autographed helmets, all completely free to download and play. It doesn't cost you anything to go have some fun with the BetterCast app. So scan the QR code that's there on the screen and come have fun with us. We'll have, not only do we have live game BetterCast, but we do weekly trivia questions as well. So if you don't have time to watch a full game, it's like a 20-minute trivia contest, 10-minute trivia contest that you can take part in and win those tickets to redeem for some cool prizes. You just go check out our Discord. Many of our members have already redeemed their tickets and have shown their redemption prizes that they've gotten in chat. So a lot of awesome things going on with the BetterCast app, Britt.
Yeah, and I'll be in there tonight, probably drinking some champagne with you guys and celebrating the new year. So
right? Definitely hang out with us on New Year's. Watch the Packers Vikings game here tonight. So.
It's going to be fun, Britt, in the chat tonight.
Yeah. Ronald wants to know Ravens or Broncos.
Oh man, Ravens. I think with no Mostert and no Waddle, that changes things a little bit in their favor.
Yep, agreed. And then do we start Chase with confidence? I mean, depends on what your options are, obviously. If he starts, you probably play him if you don't have much else. Again, I think it's a tough matchup for him. The shoulder's fine. It's not like it was a muscle pull or anything like that with his legs. It just, can he get his arm up to catch football? But L'Jarius Sneed has been a really tough cover for a lot. So if you got other options, Ronald, let us know in the chat what they are, and maybe we can go there. Lucky Leo still in the Survivor. So
Nice.
Week 17, congrats to you here. Colts, Bucks, Saints, Raiders. Who's winning?
Raiders. I think the Raiders. I haven't got the Bucks Saints game pegged down, and I think with the way that the Raiders defense has been playing, that Minshew's going to turn the ball over a couple times, and the Raiders are going to come away with it.
Fine with it. Should I start Stafford or Kyler? No, Stafford for me.
Stafford. Yeah. Stafford this week.
It's been a busy morning, everybody. We appreciate you all popping in to chat with us. Just want to remind you all that coming up next, you head on over to SiriusXM Fantasy, listen to Bender and Coop from 10 to 11. And then you come right back here, myself and Andrew Cooper, from 11 to 12, taking you all the way up through NFL Inactives. I just threw that link in the chat. So if you want to bookmark that, subscribe, turn the notified button on so you know when we go back live. You can get your questions answered again, maybe get some new takes, some new information available. And myself and Andrew Cooper will be there to help y'all out. Hopefully take down your fantasy football championships this week, or if you're in a league that plays the week 18, we'll get you to week 18 and give you some advice on that one. We want Tees. He needs to start 2, Cup, Pittman, Chase.
I think I'm going Cup and Pittman here. I, too, am worried about the late start for Chase, and I don't necessarily know that he has a great game, even if he is a full go.
Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at. It's too tough to know, and I think you have 2 very good options to play in the early game. So happy to play Cup and Pittman without really too much worry there. Start 2, Rashee Rice, Olave, and Nico Collins. Definitely tougher question to answer here.
Super tough, because how do you sit Rice? But that's how I think I'm leaning here.
Yeah, the volume for Olave isn't great. Nico, obviously, I think you could debate Rice versus Collins here. But Nico's like the very clear number 1 wide receiver option on that team. Rice still has to compete with a good running game with Pacheco and with Travis Kelce. So I'm going to go Olave and Nico Collins here as well. Britt, give us your favorite bet of the day.
Oh, Ezekiel Elliott, more than 27.5 receiving yards. I've been on that one all week. The Bills are giving up 5.4 receptions to the running back per game, with Zeke averaging over 6 per reception. I think he gets this easily. Okay. And if he has another 9 target game or 9 catch game, whatever it was last week, well in line to go over this.
I like that. I like Mike Evans anytime touchdown today.
Yes, no Lattimore.
No Lattimore. Obviously 2 touchdowns last week. He's got 13 touchdowns already in this one. So you can go anytime touchdown. On the Better Sports Betting Show, I also gave up Chris Godwin as an anytime touchdown. Godwin's got the Alontae Taylor matchup, one of his really great spots that we've been targeting all season long. I think you could stack a lot of Godwin props today. Stack his yardage, stack his receptions, and you're getting his receptions. At last check, it was like plus 105, over 5.5. He's gone over that each of the last 2 weeks. I'd be willing to give some Godwin love here this week as well. Chris got a question for us. Need 2.5 PPRs, Zamir White, Pacheco. Mostert's out, my friend, and Eckler. So White, Pacheco, or Eckler here?
I think I'm going White and Pacheco. I'm going to stick with the first 2.
Yeah.
It's so weird to sit Eckler, but he just hasn't been it this year.
My Twitter DMs have had a lot of Eckler questions, and when I've all the responses have been like, it really sucks sitting my first round pick. I said, yeah, but that was 17 weeks ago. So it's a new information here. We're gonna go with White and Pacheco. If you were redrafting the 2023 season, Eckler would not be in the first 4 rounds probably. So just gotta look at it that way. Noah Brown or Adam Thielen?
Ooh, I'm gonna go Noah Brown.
Yeah. I'm with you there as well. Jags, Rams, or Broncos?
Rams, I think, but Man, the Jags are tempting.
And then Ronald says starting Chase or Demario Douglas, Marcus Robinson, Tyler Lockett. So if Chase is in, you play Chase. If Chase is out, you go Lockett, I guess, right?
Yeah, you should know because they're both in that late window.
Yeah, they're
So
both in the late window. So if Chase is in, Ronald, play Chase. If he's out, play Lockett. And I think you'll be good to go there. Guys, that's it for us today. Again, we'll be back live. I will at least 10 to 11 or 11 to 12 rather with Coop. 10 to 11, you can go listen to Coop and Bender over on Sirius XM Radio right now. Good luck in week 17. Everybody find us in Discord. Follow us on Twitter. We'll catch you guys later.